I get a lot of comments asking me why I don't do weekly shop reviews when new vehicles are added into the game, like the AMX-30 and the Skoda T56 bundle, or, these European containers, large containers. Why don't I make weekly updates talking about all these bundles, what you should buy, what you shouldn't? And usually my same response is that I will make a video on specific bundles if I think they are worth a look at for your money. And that is exactly what today's video is going to be doing, as Wargaming just added this bundle, Heavy Offensive, featuring the KV-5 and T77 fully equipped with boosters and camouflage for 10,000 gold. Now personally, I think that's an absolute steal. And in today's video, I'll be playing in both the T77 and the KV-5. We're going to start off with the T77. This vehicle is absolutely overpowered, and I'd say alone, this tank for 10,000 gold is already a good deal. Tank's got pretty good pen, 274 mils of heat is enough to butter through the majority of armor in front of you. The reason this tank, in my opinion, is quite overpowered is due to the fact it features a double-shot gun, dealing 380 damage twice, with a 2.5 second intra-clip, a grand total of 760 damage, before you can even back in the cover. When you pair that with pretty good dispersion, pretty solid DPM, and most of all, pretty troll armor on the turret, on the lower plate, on the sides, this is literally a T57 Heavy thrown into tier 8. Honestly, I'd argue that this vehicle has better armor tier for tier than the T57 Heavy. Its lower plate is incredibly cringe, especially if you're trying to fire heat shells at it, and the turret also just has awkward spots that shouldn't bounce but do. And when you combine that with a gun that's absolutely devastating to sit in front of, it's definitely a dangerous tank. I personally am averaging 3,100 damage in this vehicle, and while that might not be replicatable for everybody, it still shows that I'm just going crazy in this vehicle when it comes to the outputs that you can have. So we got one shell into the IS-3 Defender. We're going to have to load a heat shell to get the second one in. That vehicle, after the armor buff, is quite hard to cut through, but we just took 700 HP off that vehicle. I mean, what was he supposed to do to counter that? It's kind of insane what this tank can do. That Charlemagne did not think about that, but you know what, our Skoda's just sitting out the open, so I don't really know what to say. Let's aim it on the Tiger 2. Hello, good sir. And there's one shell into the Tiger, and 2 shells. There you go. We just brought what was a full health Tiger 2 down 800 health. I mean, we're just bodying our opponents right now. Unfortunately, I'm the only one over here, as, I mean, let's be real. This dude, he's not a teammate. He's just killing himself. I am going to, however, try and drive up here really quickly. Get 1 pen into the Charlemagne and 2 pens. Somehow, the 122 TM managed to bounce me, which is pretty impressive, to be honest. We are just going to back up. We do have the Blaze covering us, which is a little bit of good news. That Skoda hopefully doesn't poke, because he will die to the Tiger. But hey, we are still full health, and we've also done a lot of damage. We are going to reload here just a little bit, and we're going to pen the IS-3 Defender with a heat shell, and then we're going to pen the 122 with a shell. And, again, we have not bled too much health in return. We've gotten penned by 1 shell, which was a heat shot from the IS-3. I mean, we've already demolished the entire enemy team. We've already dealt upwards of 3,000 damage. What is the enemy supposed to do to really counter me here? Let's aim it on the WZ-122TM. There's 1 shell. He bounces me. 2 shells. We've tracked him with both shots, and his game's over. So I'm not really going to worry about him. We're going to head over towards the Tiger. We're going to see if we can get some damage into that vehicle. So we got 7 more seconds left on our reload. And 6, 5, 4, 3... a 2, a 1, and let's see. Let's go for the track wheel. There you go. 408 damage shot. And 2 shells, 373 on the second shot. So we've dealt 4,500 damage in this game, and we've put in about no effort whatsoever. The Tiger really doesn't have a counter here. Honestly, I could care even if he does drive over the ridge. I mean, we're just going to maneuver over here, and we're going to load in a heat shell into his vehicle. Then we're going to load in an AP shell into the WZ, and there you go. That was a 5,000 damage game. Watch this. I was kind of hoping the Chiri was going to back up onto us. I mean, it doesn't matter. Dude's going to die. He's got 37 health. I really could even care less about the damage he would give us. Will the Tiger kill him? There's no way we get this kill, right? There's no way. Yeah, I was about to say. There's no way we pick up that kill. So, yeah, I mean, that is just a great example on why the T77 is so stupid. There's a lot of times people try to say, oh, I just have easy teammates, and it's tier 8. I mean, do you really expect your tier 8 teams that you're fighting to be challenging? Because they're not. We did 200,000 credits of profit there, and we did 5,353 damage. You can literally add up every player on my team, and they probably only did about 4,000 combined. I mean, this tank is stupid. There's people that disagree with my opinion on it being OP, but, I mean, my stats alone definitely beg to differ, and that game just shows what this tank can do. It's a very simple playstyle. Put yourself in a spot where you can bonk people and back up. And as long as they're not able to rush you, you really don't have much of a weakness. It's not like this thing has bad DPM. If you look at any other tier 8, look at a T34, thing's got 2,000 DPM with rammer. Look at a T32, thing's got 2,100 DPM. The average tier 8 heavy is only sitting at about 2k DPM. So the fact that this tank gets an autoloader with 2,000 DPM, really solid armor, and a stupid accurate gun, it's kind of insane. So, yeah, that is the T77. Now, we get to make our way over to the KV-5. This tank is also kind of stupid. Wargaming mega buffed this vehicle, I would say about a year ago at this point. They gave it a lot more armor, and they gave its heat-firing gun more DPM. The KV-5 is currently one of the highest win rate tier 8s in the game, but honestly, that's not surprising at all. The vehicle features a redonkulous amount of frontal and even side protection, meaning that if you YOLO, a lot of people just don't know how to pen you. Pair that with the fact this vehicle weighs over 100 tons, meaning that you can ram tanks very, very hard, and that this tank has decent DPM with the heat gun. It's just a solid all-round vehicle. The only thing it really struggles with is tier 9s, and unfortunately, we are up against one of the strongest tier 9s in the game, an Object 752. I'm not excited at all. That tank, if running calibrated shells, which is what 99% of people will run on their 752, has 374 mils a pen. Why? I literally have no clue. So that tank will be able to take off half of our health within 4 seconds, and there's not much of a counter. But you can see just how maneuverable the KV-5 is. I mean, this is literally a 100-ton tank. And we are chilling at 38 kilometers per hour right now. Like, what? What am I looking at? This tank is so fast, it actually makes very little sense. So, we got the 752 already spotted in front of us, and we're going to aim it right on his lower plate. There you go. 314 damage shell. We're going to put on our adrenaline. I doubt we're going to be able to get another shell. No, unfortunate. Alright, but that's fine, that's fine. If we drive up... Oh, wait a sec, we got a free shell. There you go. 309 damage. This Yo is about to lose me a lot of my health. Yeah, thanks, Yo. Thank you. Please, make sure to get in my way more. That way I can't back into cover at all. Good news is the 752 did manage to bounce one of his shells on me. What I'm hoping right now... Well, that's a little cringler, but that's alright. Get a nice pendant to the prog, and we reload. I mean, there's a lot of people in front of us right now, but it doesn't seem like that's too much of a problem. I don't even know if the Caliban can pen us. He wasn't even shooting at us. Well, there you go. Got to bounce from you, and then we wiggle over here. Will the, yeah, he'll bounce me as well. Yeah, I mean, you can see why this tank is kind of dumb. We're just, like, sitting in front of everybody, and nobody knows how to pen me. The prog should be able to cut through my lower plate, but he keeps firing standard ammo. Caliban, I don't even know where he penned me, nor do I really care, to be honest. We're just gonna go for it at this point. Got the object, which we unfortunately bounced, but that's a-okay. Let's push on the Caliban, see if we can get a little bit of extra damage out into his vehicle. Hello, good sir. There you go, 350. We didn't actually get to ram anybody, but we still did alright. 2,600 damage is a pretty solid result, especially when you realize that this is a super heavy. It's just a great tank. The KV-5 is kind of underrated in the skilled player base, and I mean, this game really showed why it does well. I literally sat in the open, and the Progetto didn't know how to pen me. and the Object 84 aimed at me for about 5 seconds, didn't know how to pen me. 7.52 bounced me once. Caliban didn't know how to pen me, apart from that one shell he hit me with. People just don't know how to pen this tank, and when you pair that with the fact that it's got decent DPM and really good mobility for a super heavy, it's just very hard to counter. So it's a great tank, and as I said, it's one of the highest win rate vehicles in Tier 8 right now. Personally, I actually think this is a fantastic bundle. 10,000 gold for these two vehicles, I would recommend a pickup. I just think it's a great deal. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.